There we go. Okie dokie. Wow, look at you lot. All on the YouTube already. How are we doing, folks? Oh, mate, Mark, honestly, I joined in at a higher price than you as well. I joined in, I think it was 17.5 cents. So, yeah, Tamadoge, I think, is just at that stage now. I'm leaving it. I've FOMO'd in and I've paid the price. You know, this is why we say don't chase green candles. Don't FOMO in because you're going to get stung. And we've been stung on Tamadoge. Absolutely. Right, let's get... Okay, I can't get a message out on Discord because I'm here. Let's have a look. Can I get Discord here? Yes, I can. Please come up on the other screen. Where are you? It doesn't even want to open. Okie dokie. My laptop hasn't got the power for it. Anwar, how are we doing? Good to see you on TikTok, people. How are we doing? Love a shot in the dark. Yeah, absolutely. You know, Tamadoge, I was told, 2-3 weeks ago, Tamadoge, do Tamadoge. And I didn't, as usual, and I've missed a 10x. I've FOMO'd in, and I've lost half my money already. Just crazy. It does look semi-decent. I might just, as I said, I might just leave it in there long term. We'll see how that pans out. Right, I need to get Discord open. So let's get that open there and then bring that back up. So I've actually been following Bitcoin on the hourly today. Yeah, it just doesn't want to come up. Discord's broken. I haven't got the processing power for it. So, okie dokie. Right then, folks. How are we doing there on TikTok? Good to see you. I hope we're all well. Right, okay, what should we do? Let's review some markets, shall we? Let's review some market. I don't know why I'm talking like that. Thanks, Mark. I appreciate that. My little laptop can't cope, bless it. I need to get myself a desktop. My next big win, that's happening. I should have taken 20% profit on Moon River yesterday. I could have bought myself a desktop. Never mind. We live and we learn. Shane, how are we doing, buddy? Good to see you. I hope you're well. I've got the polka dot cap on purely because my hair is an absolute mess at the moment. Not had a good hair day at all. So, okay, let's have a look. Over on YouTube. Okay, so charting, Bitcoin. We are seeing a little bit of green. Bitcoin on the hourly, I was charting. You know, I was tempted to maybe do some futures trading because it has got a ceiling of about 20.4k that we have bounced off numerous times. Zooming out to the 4 hourly, we can see there it is a big layer of resistance for Bitcoin. So I think I'd like to see that bounce up. Got some good information for me. Need a link. Keep smashing the likes, guys. Thank you, Shane. Appreciate that. If you should be able to DM me in Discord, Shane, if you don't want to do that. I think there's an email address on there. Andy Clark, welcome, buddy. How are we doing? Good to see you. Could have bought the Heroes box set with that profit as well. Yeah, absolutely. I could have bought quite a few things with that 20%, to be fair. Yeah, Moon River's one of my bigger holdings now, so yeah, I could have definitely done that. Is DXY still going down? Good question. Let's actually have a look. I haven't got DXY on my watch list at the moment. Let's get that added in. Do you know what I like? No, it's not going to show me on the free version. You horrible thing. I was just about to say, I really like TradingView. I get to see everything I need free, and it's not on there. CryptoNoobUK, how are we doing, buddy? Good to see you. I hope you're very, very well. So yeah, if you're on the Discord, Shane, jump in there. I'm on Telegram as well. The links are all in the bio, buddy. You might have to friend request me first on Discord, but that's not a problem. I'll get that notification. I'll accept that. Did I look at Unido? I haven't yet, but I did hear you talking about it before, and I know that there's been people talking about it before as well. So I think in the bear market, when we're researching, it's definitely something I would want to look into. My top 3 coins, really easy for me. Quant, Dot, and Moonbeam right now. Crow, Moonriver, Kala, Parallel, Star. I've got loads at the moment. XRP, of course, is in that mix as well. I've got ICP. I forgot ICP. That's actually 14% of my holdings. I forgot it. But yeah, I've got a lot. But my top 3, Quant, Dot, and Moonbeam at the moment, I think. They're my big holds. I'm most bullish on them. How come Moonriver boomed? Basically, there's just been a lot of institutional buys on it. Moonriver is getting a lot of institutional interest. But of course, with that institutional interest and with those large buys, they were very large volume buys. People are going to take profit, and that's it spiked once, people sold, and it spiked again, and then obviously then it's come back down with the rest of the market as well. So almost back where it started, but yeah, 21% up at one point. Gala is a great gaming platform, and I do like it. I don't personally hold any at the moment. When I consolidated my portfolio previously, I decided to leave certain things out. And Gala is one of those. I definitely watch it. I definitely like it. But it's not something I hold or not something I'm DCAing to at the moment. Moonriver's been up and down all over the place. Yeah, I think it is being heavily traded, Andy, to be fair. But I think the big buys on Moonriver do come from institutions because it is gaining tractions. There's some good stats on it out at the moment as well. It is creeping up the charts in terms of kind of transactions on networks daily. It's creeping up the charts, and it's looking good. And of course, that's actually on Kusama. It's a canary network for Moonbeam, which is on Polkadot, but Moonriver is on Kusama. So Kusama is now one that I'm going to have to strongly entertain getting into as well. But yeah, it is heavily traded, Moonriver, right now. Blind Trader, welcome, buddy. How we doing? Did I get into Tama Doge? Mark and me both got into Tama Doge, but I bought in at 17 cents. I think Mark bought in at 16. So we're both pretty heavy down at the moment. We ignored you for our own peril for 2 weeks, and now we're suffering. We're the FOMOers. We bought in chasing that green candle. I think there's a good chance it'll go back up. It's just a lot of people taking profits. But I think hopefully Tama Doge could do some things. One thing I'm starting to learn in this space is that although I don't like meme coins and I don't like meme sounding projects, any crypto can make money. It's a mixture of potential, marketing, and market receptiveness. So we don't all agree, and so some things go even if you don't like them. Crow FCA approved now. I believe Crow is a good long-term hold. Yeah, Crow is really good. I'm not selling my Crow, but I am looking for a new staking and spend platform. I think it might be Nexo by the looks of it. But yes, Crow got FCA approved a couple of weeks ago. That was fantastic news. I believe they're also now I believe they've also now got approval in France as well. So Crow are really good at getting that regulatory approval now, getting those financial institutions to give them crypto licenses. So hopefully Crow are not only continue to smash the marketing, which they have pulled back on. There's been a lot of sponsorship deals that they pulled out of, but they are seeking that regulatory requirement. And we have to remember, for Crow, their key use case is as an exchange. And I think they're still really easy to use, and they're still going to onboard a lot of people into crypto. More good LTHs, Theta Fuel, and Data Dent Casino Coin. Just a few. Yeah, I know you're really good with your research, Shane, to be fair, and I've ignored you before at my peril, so I'm certainly going to be checking those ones out. But as you say, if you DM me those details, I'll certainly be having a look. Ace Database, welcome, buddy. It's not a name I recognise, unless you're Ace Crypto Maxin, you changed your name. But that's a very similar square root symbol. How are we doing? Thank you for smashing the likes. I very much appreciate that, people. Right, okay, just checking the questions on YouTube. What's the futures trading I spoke of? I was looking at possibly going short on Bitcoin, because basically, if I look at the hourly chart on Bitcoin, and actually I've been looking at the 5-minute chart on Bitcoin today as well, there is a ceiling, I believe, at about 20.4. This is what I've charted here. And again, we've hit it today and bounced back down. And we're showing a level of resistance up here at the high 20.3s. So this is an area I'd be interested in shorting, but at the moment the market's so volatile. We need to see what the DXY is doing. If the DXY is strong, then I think that short pays off. If the DXY is weak, then I think we break that area of resistance and possibly turn it into support. But the DXY is driving Bitcoin right now. So Twinklebeak, welcome. How are we doing? Yes, tap the likes, people, please. He's absolutely right. I wouldn't call you that, but if you can tap those likes, it really does help. Thanks, Shane. I appreciate you going over to the Discord, buddy. What do I think of Tron? I really like Tron. I think it's got some good utility. Again, it's not a token I hold or it's a coin I hold. Therefore, I don't know a lot about it. I'm not I wouldn't call myself clued up. But I do like it. I've just never invested in it. I think the partnership with BitTorrent Chain should have been a lot more bullishly received. I think that's a fantastic project. Again, I'm not holding it. I was hoping it would really catch the imagination of other investors and take off, but it just hasn't. And I don't know why. I mean, Tron and BitTorrent partnering should have been big news. Yes, blind trader, you're absolutely right. Sometimes we just have to follow the herd because at the end of the day, that's where the money's going, even if we don't like what they're buying. We got to remember at the end of the day, I don't like meme coins, but am I here to trade and make money? Yes. Okay, yes, I'm a long-term investor, but I should be more receptive to those short-term gains of lower asset classes, I should call them. Go to push XRD again. XRD, you're more than welcome, Chris. XRD, Radix, a dedicated DeFi network. Absolutely brilliant bit of kit. As I said, if I wasn't in so many DeFi, I'm wary of DeFi plays, and I'm already in a few. So I'll just type DeFi now. What am I doing? I want Radix. Oh, I've broken it. Oh dear. Come on. Just give me Radix. That's all I want. I want something I can do Radix on. Just... What is it doing? Come on, CoinGecko. Save the day. There we go. Right, Radix. Radix Xrd is a dedicated layer 1 blockchain for DeFi. Dedicated for DeFi. It is doing a lot of things to make sure it is regulatory proof. It is still a relatively small project. Market cap 594 million. Fully diluted, it's 1.4. So the supply needs to improve a little bit. But I think in the bear market, if they release some of those tokens, I know that it's staked a lot, so that takes some of it out of the circulating supply. But yeah, Radix is looking good, and it's certainly on my radar. Let's have a look at the last 30 days of action on that. So we can see here 30 days have not been bad at all to it. It has seen some good run-ups, up 12, 15%, and it's come back down, consolidating a little bit higher. So that's a good 30 days. Thank you for the roses, Shane. I appreciate that, buddy. Thank you very much. That's very generous of you. What do I think of Swiss Bank will crash? Will people hedge for crypto as a safe haven? I don't know. I think we've got a number of institutions of various different kinds. If Credit Suisse or Swiss Bank go under, then that is going to be quite disastrous. But I think it could be a case of like we had the great banking crash, 20 odd years ago. There's going to be a case of some things are too big to fail, and you do get the impression that possibly too big to fail is still a thing, and banks will get bailed out. Thoughts on Shiba, as there's supposed to be some gaming launch tomorrow. I think Shiba, if it was going to see that price action, it would have already happened, to be fair. They have got an NFT thing, a game, a metaverse, all in development, and it just hasn't had any real bullish response. It ran up briefly and then came back down again, as Shiba does. So, yeah, Shiba, I'm going to keep an eye on it, but it didn't really have any big buy the rumor, sell the news event. Why did Matic have a huge jump today? Let's have a look at Matic. Bitcoin on the hourly, and then where's my Matic? There it is. Wow, okay, so yeah, Matic did have a good day. I'm not aware of any news. I just think that possibly people are thinking that Matic was still cheap in the 70 cent region. So, you know, a couple of days ago, a few days ago, 3rd of October, so yeah, a couple of days ago, we were down in the 77 cent region, and you know it has just ripped away. And coins will do this in the bear market. Good projects will have strong green candles. You don't know when they're going to come. Sometimes there's no reason, but projects like Matic, where there is strong use case moving forward, most people think they're going to survive the bear market. Not an issue. They're going to continue to develop and grow. A Disney partnership and various other partnerships coming through. A lot of developers going on to Matic as well. I mean, I would just say it's a strong run from Matic. It probably will pull back a little bit, but generally Matic's pretty good at holding these runs. I think if it pulls back to around about 80 cents, I wouldn't be surprised, and probably try and find some support around there. That might not be bad. So look, right, sorry I'm behind on the questions on TikTok. I'm just going to catch up. I know noise people. Tron was so easy to mine, just electricity is expensive. Very true. Thanks for this friend request, Shane. I can see it on there. I'll go and accept it afterwards. Shiba Inu, yeah, sorry, that was just a question I got asked on YouTube. They've got visibility of the charts and screens that I can see over there. So quite a few people are getting the hang of going into YouTube whilst I'm TikToking as well. So I'm trying to do the two prong approach. Rolled, how are we doing, buddy? Good to see you in here. Thank you for coming in. Yes, please, people, please keep smashing those likes. Thank you again for the roses, Shane. I appreciate that support. Connor K, who lost big on Luna C, is now buying it. Shows revenge trading, usually a no-no, is now back. Yeah, I think Luna C. I've said it all along. It's being traded heavily. It's an empty meme coin community token. There's no development to it. These burns aren't going to make any real difference unless you hold it for a decade. So for me, it's just a no-no. If it collapses, I might buy some really, really cheap, just to see if the traders try and bring it back again. It's been marketed by big bag holders, I think, and just traded to death. It will die. Has HBAR had its day? Not really. I mean, HBAR is what I call a proper true utility token. So HBAR is going to be a slow burner. True utility tokens don't do big spectacular movements. HBAR I believe will slowly grow over time. It's good tech with good partners and a good team. So I think they're here for the long haul, but just not the spectacular runs. Thank you for the gifts and the further support, people. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thoughts on Quant at the moment? I still really like Quant. Quant is my most bullish project overall, in terms of use case. It doesn't it doesn't surprise me to see it pull back below 140. I think we've got lots and lots of levels of support now above 130. I think we could see 136 and see some support there. Then we've also got support at 135.50. Also more support at 134. We've established a lot of levels of support on the hourly chart. So yeah, I think Quant's doing okay. Beautiful. Thank you for the gifts, Lisa. I appreciate that. Thank you very much for smashing those likes, people. Quant's a great holder. Yeah, I agree. Thoughts on another Black Friday crash like last year? I mean, these things are on the card. Macroeconomics right now, we are in a real bad place. We've got banks, exchanges, institutions. They're not tumbling, but there's scare stories left, right, and centre. Macroeconomics right now are really, really weak. I am not short-term bullish. I'm short-term bearish. For me, I think the market could rally up, but ultimately not in a bull run style. I think any kind of run up will then be met with a very, very large response by the bears. So we would come crashing down, I think. Alistair, welcome, buddy. Good to see you. What platform would you begin with for my PC? All my portfolios are on Coinbase, Gemini, and eToro. I would just stick to the free ones that I use. There's nothing wrong with CoinMarketCap's portfolio tracker although sometimes it has brain farts with some of the prices. CoinGecko is perfectly reliable as well, although their servers were down yesterday. They got swamped yesterday. A green day does swamp some people, and CoinGecko didn't seem to be able to keep up yesterday. Shilling dot. To be fair, it was either wear the dot cap or wear my terrible haircut. And right now, I was having a bad hair day, so I just stuck the cap on. But yeah, nothing wrong with Polkadot. My biggest hold in terms of pounds and pence, and a fantastic project for a long-term hold. I'm not partnered with them. It is actually a hat I bought because I liked it. If they do a bailout for Swiss Bank rally, I don't know if it'll rally or not. I mean, we would have to go back and look at what happened to the banks and their shares. I think if there's a bailout, it could become a publicly owned bank, or at least a large proportion of its shareholding. And I don't think that went terribly well for the banks before. Went back when all the banks were crashing. Thank you for the football, Stevie. I appreciate that, Stevie XRP. Very, very kind of you. Neg, thank you for the rose. Appreciate it. Nashi Builders, how are we doing, buddy? Good to see you. Hey, Jay, good to see you in here too. Quant's being dumped by Wales at the moment. Selling pressure, buy the rumours, sell the news. CBOS event. I mean, CBOS, the events were kind of what helped rally Quant a little bit, I think. But for me, I think Quant's a long-term hold. It's not something I would personally trade. Hence why at the moment we're only just back above my dollar cost average figure. But for me, I think once ISO comes in and we see stable coins and CBDCs, so government stable coins, institutional stable coins, I think that's where Quant gets its value, and then we see it rally. So I think the next 12 to 24 months we start seeing Quant really go up in value, even in the bear market, because it will have genuine use case at last, and there's not a lot of supply. Yeah, this is what I'm thinking, Shane. So government bailouts, they're not real money, just figures and data, yeah. H-bar sustainable, I completely agree. Get some Seratio crypto. Seratio or Seratio or whatever it's called, I have heard of it. I've not researched it whatsoever. So if anyone gets any projects that I don't know anything about, I have got a completely free Discord. The link's in the bio. Please go in there. There's a dedicated research request channel. Drop it in there and I will look at it. Not many people are using that at the moment, to be fair. It's not being well utilised. I do monitor it and there's nothing going in there. So hence I haven't done a lot of your research at the moment. So drop it in and I'll research it and share it. And if it's decent, I'll do a proper TikTok on it. Trust funds also reduce tax obligations. You'd spot me on a night out. You thought you were watching Crypto is Good. I hope I've got to be careful what I say now. I hope I don't look too much like him. I wouldn't want people to get us confused too much. There you go. If I put on the glasses, you might be really confused then. Do I go all out? Crypto is Good. Yeah, it's a bit Crypto is Good, that, isn't it? I need to be careful of that. My thoughts on Lunacy, it's a meme coin. It's being traded to death and it's just a community meme coin. Do I think ETH is going to have SE issues due to proof of stake? Yes. I think whilst they were proof of work, they had almost like an amnesty from the SEC. But then Gary Gensler came out and said that all proof of stake is a security. So there we go. Ethereum back in the line of fire. And he's going to have no option now but to go forward and review their status as a security. Oh, that's your project, your lead developer. I wondered where I'd heard of it before. Will here be controlled by government? Yeah, I mean, that's what we did with some of the banks back when the banks failed. The government basically took a large ownership shares, and the banks had to be run properly and report to the government, and obviously repay the government. And I think probably a similar thing would happen. Will HBAR be controlled by the government? I don't know if it would be controlled by the government, but I think government agencies could end up being a large part of their customer base. So you've already got obviously the US Air Force using it and some other government contracts. So I do think they're open to institutional use, is what I would say. And I think that's the way to go with crypto right now. The easiest way to get adopted and to succeed is to go for that institutional adoption. That's why I like ISO. You know, people argue that it's centralized and they don't like it. But unfortunately, that's what's going to get adopted first. And I am here to make money. I'm going to like those projects that I think get used by the government first. And then they'll branch out into other use cases. We know that they're looking at land registry solutions with the blockchain as well. They did a test case on that 2-3 years ago. They've been testing blockchain technology for years, and it just hasn't come to the fore. Now they're being forced to look at it because we're all using it, and they're losing out tax money. Did I buy the pound against the dollar? No, I don't trade. I don't do trading like that. I've been on strictly long-term crypto normally. You've lost the sound. Jason Hounslow, how are we doing, buddy? Good to see you over on YouTube. I'm glad you think it's better. As I said, it's good that you can see what I'm seeing. I just like, there's nothing revolutionary in it. I'm not showing you stuff you won't know, but it just helps give some substance to the narrative, I suppose. Have I looked at Coda? I'm going to keep getting asked about Coda, aren't I? D, if you're on the Coda team, drop me a DM and I will talk to you about doing something. I'll get a proper review done for you. We'll have a chat. If you're not on the team, get me a contact and I'll have a proper catch up with the Coda team. I'm also doing AMAs now in the Discord, so we can always talk about that as well. They're more than welcome to come in for an AMA, which is only good for my community as well. So if you're not already in there, jump in the Discord, guys, because I'm going to try and start smashing the AMAs. I've got 2 in the next week. I'm going to try and get as many as I can in during the bear market so that we're all set up nicely for the bull run. Matic thoughts, love it. The price action at the moment, I think it's probably due a pullback. The volume's tapered off, but I don't think it'll pull back far. Matic's really good at holding its value. I think possibly we could see a pullback to 81.5, maybe 80. I wouldn't see it going back down too much further than that. IYG, thank you for the gifts, buddy. I really appreciate that support, folks. I really, really do. It's really kind of you. If you can keep smashing those likes, we'll keep getting people in, keep getting some new stuff. Gonna post a conversation from Bullish a while ago in Discord. Please look and read. Will do, buddy. Once the live's over, I'll be in there having a little read. Don't you worry. I can't believe what's coming out of your mouth right now. The institutions of why Bitcoin was invented. Yes. Bitcoin was invented for a decentralized monetary system. Absolutely correct. But in terms of widespread adoption, that's only going to come through the government and regulation saying it's okay. Unfortunately, free-thinking, decentralized people in crypto like you and I are generally a rare breed in society. People are sheep, and they like to be governed, and they like to be told what's okay and what's not okay. It's not right. It's not how things should be. People should think for themselves, but we live in a sheep herd kind of society. And the people who are pro-decentralization are the minority. And in order for crypto to grow and develop and gain adoption, unfortunately, we need a degree of centralization at least. That's personal belief. Where did I get that hat? Well, do you want me to tell you the truth, Steve, or do you want me to lie? The lie is that I've got sponsorship. The truth is I bought it. Coda. Is it true that whatever crypto exchange they can track you if you do a transfer? Well, yeah, I mean, in essence, yes. The blockchain is completely transparent, so they can track all transactions if they want to. That's the whole point about blockchain. It's fast, it's efficient, and it's transparent. There are some networks, of course, that are the exception to that rule. Secret network. And if you're in an AMA that I've got scheduled for next week with Serenity Shield that I haven't actually announced yet, so you've got that one coming. There is an AMA coming with Serenity Shield next week. They use the secret network as part of their solution for data protection. and it is protected in a way. I'm sure the government would be able to get access to it if they had to, with centralization and legal requirements and things. But secret network, it's a slightly different tech, so it's not as transparent. Wales and people like Elon Musk got involved and took advantage. Though regulation is needed. I agree, Scott. How low do I think Quant will go? I really don't know. I mean, in the bull run, I was fairly wet behind the ears, and I was like, Quant will never go below $100 again. This is like when we were knocking on the door of $400. What do I know? We went down to like 50. It's like, we could go down that far again. I mean, I don't think the bear market's finished. I don't think we've gone. I think we could return to 17.6 quite easily. Could we go lower than that? Possibly, but at the moment, it's a very firm bottom at the market, and we would need to see some substantial downside to the general markets to trigger that down crash. Coda looks like a dog coin. I wouldn't say that, Steve, because the guys are in here. They'll have you. Swole token on BSC. Swole's not one I've heard of. But again, if I've not heard of it, drop it in the research request channel on the Discord. Or if you're actually from the project and you want to have a proper flick through or an AMA, drop it in there. Talk to me. It looks like a Quant hat. Polka dot. It's backwards though, isn't it? The image is flipped. I secretly wanted a Barcelona film. That would have been nice. Yeah. I think a lot of sponsorships from crypto fell through at the last minute because obviously the bear market hit, and they were all like, "Ooh, marketing budget doesn't look so good anymore." But let's not do that. And I think Crypto.com did a lot of that, but that's just prudence. They're still doing other things to build. But Polkadot is still building the layer 1s and the layer 2s, so that's all I really worry about with them. They're going to be huge, Polkadot. I'm really, really bullish. That hat looks ace. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. It was a purchase, so it better do. Not from the project, but it looks legit, and live chats with devs. Nice. Excellent. What do I think of Polkadot roadmap? I love Polkadot's roadmap. I think its utility, its use case, the development of the network and the parachains, it's brilliant. We saw Polkadot run up above $50 in a bull run with no utility, basically. The Polkadot parachain auction started. Moonbeam got funded 37.5 million Polkadot. Just saying. Moonriver did really well as well, but I mean, there were some big crowd loans in that parachain, and Polkadot are going to have a fully functioning ecosystem that's cross-chain. They're going to have solutions, and I keep going back to it because I know it so well. Moonbeam is basically Ethereum on Polkadot, so I think Moonbeam's got a really good shot of going crazy, and Moonriver at the moment is gaining traction in terms of transactions. I think it's going up the 24-hour transactions charts all the time, really growing nicely. But that's on the Kusama network, which is of course .sama. It's a sister network. I want Hodl socks from Celsius, but I hate the thing is, if you get things like that, they could be worth money in the future. Would I partner up with Polkadot or Quant if they came in? Quant, I don't think will ever do proper marketing. They're going institutional. So I would say Polkadot because it's more likely to happen. However unlikely that is. Hold Moonbeam 200. I think Moonbeam's a solid call. It literally steals the development teams from Ethereum and gives them a better network to do Ethereum on. So they can do everything that they do on Ethereum, they can do in Moonbeam with the same tools, same Solidity programming codes, but they can do it on Polkadot, which gives them access to the oracles and all the inherent security and other benefits that come with Polkadot. It's just, for me, I think if developers don't at least entertain Moonbeam as an option, because you inherit all that Polkadot utility, whilst doing everything that you can do on Ethereum, I think they're mad. There's a lot of other networks out there that are doing very, very well, but if you want to stay just programming normal Ethereum using Solidity contracts, I think Moonbeam's a very, very good answer. Gala's a solid platform. I do like Gala. Let's have a look. Sorry, Jason, you've retracted your message on YouTube. I was just about to read it. I'm trying to keep up, but I can't quite. XRP knocking on 50 cent door again now. Yeah, I mean the market is looking okay. Let's have a look at XRP. But let's zoom in onto the 5 minutes for the benefits of you on YouTube who are being really patient there. So yeah, well, I mean, XRP is definitely trying to push upwards again. This 50 cent area is a large layer of resistance. We've seen it several times before. Going back out to the hourly. Oh, that's ugly. Let's change that. So here we go. Look, you can see we've got a level of resistance here at 50 cents. We've been above it, but then we come back down and it's acted as resistance again. So we've been rejected here. 1, 2, probably 3, 4 times. So this is our 5th retest of this area of resistance in the last few days. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with XRP. Gala, £1 soon. I know you're really bullish on Gala, Steve. I don't blame you. It's a great project. It's just one project too many for me at the moment. What do I think Quant Resistance will be now? Quant Resistance at the moment, I mean, it hasn't been up here for a while. It looks like locally on the hourly chart, we're getting resistance around about that 145 level, 146. We have got up to 147, but I think we've rejected twice at 145 and we've been up once to 147. So I'd say 145, 146 is an area to look out for on Quant. But of course, at the moment on the hourly chart, we're going downwards again from 139. We're currently down to 1378. So really difficult to call which way it's going to go. I mean, if I was going to choose an area to bounce off, I think 135, if we see that again at the moment, we would probably bounce back up. But it depends what happens in the market. I mean, Quant does its thing when it wants to do it. Quant, good resistance at 120. Let's have a look. Yeah, there's quite a lot of support areas on 120 on the 1 hourly. Let's zoom out to the 4 hourly on Quant. So 120. Yeah, we got a few candle wicks going up to 120 that would form support. I think the more solid support's just below 120. But yeah, we got lots of little areas of resistance, but 120. Yeah, you're right. I mean, 120-ish is a decent layer of multiple supports. Everything else is marginal. 134 looks like it could be a good level of support actually. When I zoom into the 4 hourly. Crowlon Mars, how are we doing, buddy? Good to see you. Thank you for joining the live. For anyone who is in the Discord, you'll have had notifications from me and you'll have seen TikToks. We've got an AMA with Crowlon Mars on Monday, so please make sure you're tuning in for that. If we want lots of these AMAs with these good projects, we need to make sure we're all in attendance. So do a little bit of research. The links for them are in my bio. So the AMA link is in my bio as well as their website. Go check them out. As I said, I wouldn't arrange an AMA with a project I didn't think had legs. I had a really good conversation with Ian from the team there, and it is a great project with a lot in the pipeline. You'll be very surprised. So please do hop in. And actually, just to keep you aware of that, whilst I'm talking about the Discord, I'm hoping to turn the Discord not just into a community for us all to talk to each other, but I do want to start hosting lots of AMAs. So I'm going to be reaching out to lots of projects, trying to see if we can get people in for AMAs. What time? I think we've gone for 8 o'clock on Monday. I think that was it, 8 p.m. Just double check the invite though, Bricks and Slides. It's in, as I said, the link's in the bio. If you can make it, mate, that'd be brilliant. But you know, as I said, I had a really good conversation with Ian about his project, and there's a serious amount of stuff going on. And he's got some good meetings this week as well. So I'm hoping we get some really good alpha in that AMA. 2.3 million XRP being traded at the moment. That is insane. Let's go back across to XRP and go right back into the minute chart. So yeah, we've got some big volume. Unfortunately, the biggest candles are red. Nothing we can do about that really. But yeah, I mean, we've got some good volume in there. The minute chart looks busy. But again, even on the minute chart, XRP's sideways but holding. So that's not a bad thing. What's an M&A? Sorry, it's my accent. It's an AMA, an Ask Me Anything. So basically, we've set up a session with Crowl on Mars, and there's another one on the 17th, so a week Monday, with Serenity Shield as well. So we've got 2 within a week. And Serenity Shield as well is a fantastic project. Again, the links to that AMA and the links to their socials are in my bio, so you can do your research. Ask Me Anything. Thank you, Shane. Appreciate that, buddy. But yeah, it's my accent, so AMA could sound like anything. But yeah, sorry, got carried away there with my stupid accent. 8 p.m. GMT. Thank you, Lisa. Yes, GMT. Have to express that. I still work in GMT. I might talk in dollars, but I still work in GMT. I need to get used to UTC. That's the international language for crypto in time. I need to get used to UTC. Thanks for popping in, Shane. I really appreciate you being here, bro. As I said, I will catch you in the Discord later on or pick up your message. Obviously, because of everything that's going on, I can't pick it up at the moment. It's all a bit hectic. Right then, folks. Actually, I think on that note, I'm just going to remind you one more time. Please do follow me here. It absolutely helps. Also, as I said, the Discord is there. It's completely free. The link is in the bio. We've got 2 AMAs coming up in the next week with great projects. Please make sure you're in attendance for those. You're going to get some great alpha out of those. Some really, really great knowledge on those projects coming out. Actually, Crowl on Mars is already out. The token and the NFTs are available. Go check them out. I've got 2 of their NFTs and I do hold the token. So that hopefully gives you a vote of confidence. But also, as I said, go check them out. They've got lots more coming. And be there in the AMA on Monday. What year will XRP explode? I don't know. 2020, 2219, something like that. But yeah, I'm gonna hop off now. Yes, please. Any projects, any whispers, drop it in the Discord. Ask me to research it or drop me a DM, and we can certainly look into it. No worries, old school. Right, I'm gonna wind it up there, folks. I really appreciate your time, your contributions this evening. 10,000 likes, you absolute legends. Always great to hit that milestone, and I will talk to you all again very, very soon. Thank you.